everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today we are going to adventure into the far-off land of Japan. And we are gonna do Wagyu beef. Oh yes, Wagyu. Now, when I first heard about this new breed of cattle, the Wagyu, I was actually a little like, whoa, what the heck? New breed of cattle? How's that possible? And I kind of wrote it off. But then as it became more popular and people were cooking with it more, I started to get a little more intrigued. So when I was at Costco earlier this week, I saw Wagyu for sale. And it was only about $2 more per pound than the organic grass-fed. And I thought, you know what? This calls for a video. And so this video was born. Now, what's Wagyu beef? Wagyu beef is a Japanese breed of cattle. And what's really impressive about this is that if you Google pictures, I'll just put one right here. Boom. Here is a picture of the Wagyu beef. As you can see, there is marbling throughout the meat. The marbling means that is fat layers. So it's a super fatty breed of cow, but that fat adds texture, flavor, and mouth-watering goodness to the beef. And the reason I know this is because we actually had burgers yesterday. In fact, I recorded a whole video for you, but forgot to turn on my mic. So it was like a silent movie all the way through the whole video. I was kind of sad when I got done with the video and realized new mic, new procedures, didn't turn it on. But then I thought, oh my goodness, we get to have Wagyu again because it was that good. You guys, this beef melts in your mouth. So today we're doing a side-by-side test so you can see the difference between Wagyu and regular Joe average grass-fed beef. Are you ready for this? It is so delicious. You're gonna love it. Let's go. All right, and best thing about me having already did this is that I know exactly how to tell you to do everything without setting off your smoke alarms. No, my smoke alarms did not go off, but we are cooking this in a cast iron skillet, so there is a possibility. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna put our pound of ground beef in each bowl. So in this bowl here, which we will call bowl A, we will put our 85% and 15% lean organic grass-fed beef. And for those of you wondering, 85% lean and 15% fat ground beef is about 240 calories per 4 ounces. That's important in a second. And to this, we are gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And now we will take our Wagyu beef and put it into bowl B here. And the first thing that you're gonna notice when I take this out of the package is that the Wagyu is quite a bit lighter. And that's because the fat content in the Wagyu is much different than the fat content in the grass-fed. So 4 ounces of Wagyu beef is 330 calories. It also has 17 grams of protein and 28 whopping grams of fat in 4 ounces. Let me give you the fat content of the grass-fed. All right, and the calories in this one is 240 for 4 ounces, 17 grams of fat, 28, 17. Are you starting to see the difference? And 21 grams of protein. So this one has more fat, less protein. This one has less fat, more protein. But fat equals flavor. So I'm not too sad that there's less fat, less calories, more calories, because the flavor in this one, the flavor in this one is pretty phenomenal. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. So all we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and mix up our beef well. So Just make sure that the salt is incorporated all over because you don't want one patty to be saltier than another one. Now, one thing my husband and I both noticed last night when we tried these were this one had a very melt in your mouth texture, whereas this one had a more coarse texture and actually was like the ground beef that we know to be in a hamburger. We preferred this one. However, my son actually preferred this one because of the texture. He thought that this one was a little too soft. But he said the flavor was there, but he prefers this texture. So it really does make a difference if you're using Wagyu over like a grass-fed or even just a normal, market beef. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna make 2 identical patties. And so I have my scale here so that our patties are absolutely identical so that you can see the difference in both patties. I think I'm gonna make about a 6-ounce patty because yesterday we made 4-ounce patties and they were a little small. So we're gonna make 6-ounce patties. All right, and to shape these patties, I'm actually going to use the Pampered Chef burger and slider press. And I'm gonna cut my parchment right in half. And I'm going to set my parchment inside my burger press. Here's a hack for you. And then we are going to push our burger into its shape. I decided to use the burger press because that way I could get each of the patties identical. Plus, when you have a burger press as awesome as this, why not use it? All right, so now my Wagyu patty is all ready to go. Let's do our grass-fed. All right, there we go. Second patty ready to go. Look at how perfect those patties are. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but it has the dimple in the middle because they say that if you dimple your burger, it won't shrink as much. Now, I've only been making burgers as long as I've owned one of these, so I don't know if it's true or not, but I have very little shrinkage of my patties, so maybe it works. All right, let's go ahead and get this started on medium-ish heat. And I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of canola oil. All right, make sure that you have a thermometer nearby. It's gonna be very important. And these patties are only going to take 3 minutes. 1.5 minutes on one side and 1.5 minutes on the other. Then we're gonna temp it and get it right out of the pan. And as soon as that starts to smoke, we know that we are just about ready. All right, I see some smoke, so we're gonna go ahead and get that in. If you have a digital assistant timer, set it now. And in they go. Now do not touch them for 1.5 minutes. Now, I know that I'm gonna have a couple people asking why I'm not doing it in the air fryer, and that's a good question. The answer is that I really want the crust on my burger. And while the air fryer does do a crust, I tend to overcook the burgers in the air fryer, mainly because it's a closed place and I don't temp it enough. So make sure you have your thermometer nearby because we are gonna want to temp it as soon as we turn it over. And this may take 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. I set it for 2, but we'll check it and then we'll go for the next one. Okay, 1.5 minutes is over, let's check. Oh yeah, look at that crust. That one doesn't have as much of a crust. All right, depending on how you like your burger done, that's when you decide when your burger is done in just a moment. So we're gonna shoot for 130-ish for our burger because after we take it out of the pan, it's going to continue to cook for another 5 minutes. So we're gonna take it out at 130, but if you like yours medium to medium well, continue to cook it for about 30 seconds to a minute. So medium rare is about 130, medium is about 145, medium well is 165. Okay, it's now been another 1.5 minutes and we are gonna temp this, but I can tell you right now that it's time to come out. There we go, 130 needs to come out right now. All right, Wagyu on this side. Let's temp this one. This one looks like it needs a little bit of help on the edge. We'll tip it on its side just for a second. And there's our other one, okay? Get our burner off. And now we're gonna go ahead and add our cheese. And we want to let these sit for 5 minutes. So I'll be back here in 5 minutes. Don't touch them, 5 minutes. All right, the 5 minutes is up. I've made my other burgers so I can continue this after the video. You don't need to be here for all of them, but I figured I would show you what they look like on the inside. So here I have 2 identical burgers. They're identical, so I'm gonna cut them in half. We'll put the Wagyu one on this side, and then we will put the regular beef one on this side. And again, these are medium rare. This is a gluten-free hamburger bun. So for those of you who are going to ask, this one is from Canyon Bakehouse. There we go. They look fantastic. Let me just clean up a little bit. Grab its own plate, and we will start with the Wagyu. All right, let's see if we can get a good cut. You ready? Here we go. You ready for the inside? Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so it's a little bit overdone, but that's okay. This is a medium one. It's perfect. It's delicious. Oh, melt in your mouth, delicious. Probably the best burger you'll ever taste, but calories. It's gotta be worth the calories, right? All right, let's see if I overcooked this one. And by overcooked, I mean, it's not medium rare. All right, here we go. See that one? There's the medium rare that we were looking for with this one. I mean, there is some, you can see it, but there's not as much as in here. All right, as promised, we're gonna taste both burgers. So here we have the just regular Joe Average burger that tastes delicious. Burgers done on a cast iron are really good. Really messy, but really good. That's worth the mess. However, a Wagyu burger on a cast iron melts in your mouth. Oh, do you see it? You can still see the pink in there. It looks really good. All right. That's so good. Yesterday when I tasted this for the first time, it was so weird because the texture of this is soft and velvety, whereas the texture of that is just meat. It's like ground meat. It's just normal. But then you taste the texture of this and you're like, what am I even eating right now? It tastes like a hamburger, but it tastes like this is a hamburger right here and this is a Wagyu beef hamburger. So good. Seriously though, if you can get your hands on some Wagyu beef, you should adventure with it. You should see for yourself the texture party that is going on. Because when you cook it in the cast iron, you get that crispy outside and then that velvety texture inside. So good, so good. And there is quite a bit of pink in here. So I think maybe I was just seeing my ketchup because I did ketchup and mayonnaise in my burger. Oh well, it's delicious. And that, my friends, is what you call a very good cheeseburger. Wagyu beef, all your favorite toppings, 3 minutes in a cast iron skillet. Wow. You see some Wagyu beef? Make the plunge. Have an adventure. If you do, leave me a comment. Tell me how it goes because, man, is that good. I may not be brave enough to do it in the air fryer yet, but it's coming because doing it in the cast iron skillet is really nice, but doing it in the air fryer, that's just gonna bring it up a whole nother level. It's gonna have to be like double this patty in order to get it in the air fryer. Don't do thin patties like this in the air fryer. You may be sad when you overcook them. They need to be good thick patties, but I bet you could do it. Well, that's it for that adventure. Wagyu beef has been had, and it is delicious, and I will definitely have it again. If you enjoyed that adventure, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. So if you've got one for me, leave it in the comments below, and I will see what I can do. Otherwise, oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna go eat my hamburger, but I still have to make everybody else's hamburgers. Well, maybe I'll eat my hamburger first, then I'll make their hamburgers. Sounds like a plan. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.